Please welcome to your July through August general tarot reading. I'm Leona Nicole Black. Thank you for choosing to spend some time with me this month. I'm really excited to get into your messages. My septum ring is bothering me a little bit. Hold on. There we go. I'm really excited to get into your messages. What do I want to say to you? Obviously, I'm really grateful for the love that you've been showing me, the likes, shares, and subscribes. For those of you who are subscribing, remember to click the little alarm bell next to it so you get notifications. You sometimes do tell me that you don't know when I put my video out. Interestingly, I missed you. I was going to do Capricorn, and I thought, oh, I didn't feel like that energy, and I was like, who am I going to do? And I was like, it's Pisces. And so I thought, it feels like it's been so long since I've spoken to you that I went back to see my last video just to look at the title to get a sense of what I'd said to you already so I could pick up from that message in some way. And then when I started shuffling and tuning into your energy, it really shifted. I'm going to explain to you what happened. But before I do that, of course, this is a general reading. So if you would like a personal, private one-to-one with me to get into the specifics of your personal situation, you can get that at nicoleblack.com/services. Link in description box. I will be on annual leave soon. I have reduced a lot of my availability for a while. The retrogrades are asking me to slow down. Now that I've done that, I feel super happy about it. So bear that in mind. Don't hesitate, because you may end up needing to wait a week or two before you can see me. Okay, so your cards. I really wanted to do your reading. You felt like the right energy. I was like, I miss Pisces. I want to check in. As soon as I started shuffling, I felt this resistance and like an avoidance energy, and I almost didn't do your reading. And then I was like, oh no. I was like, should I just stop? Should I just do Capricorn? Because I just felt like this. I just don't want to. And I thought, oh, it's not me, it's Pisces. Like, as soon as I really wanted to, as soon as I opened up this doorway to your energy, you guys are really avoiding something, or at least yourselves, but you're avoiding. There's something you don't want to do. And I can already feel as a collective energy, you don't even want this message from me. So if you've shown up and you press play, you're already like halfway there, okay? You're already like open and you're overcoming this energy. So let's just start. Those of you who've been watching me for a little while, you know the drill. First cards I pull for you are how you're showing up this month. What's your energy? What's your attitude, your behaviors, how you're approaching the outside world? Two cards came up for you. 10 of Wands in reverse with the High Priestess also in reverse, right? I really thought it was upright. Okay. And I feel like I got some foundation on that High Priestess card. Yeah, so both of these cards in reverse. Sorry, Pisces, let me focus. I feel like my energy is a little distracted. Okay, so two cards. Let's start with the first one. Well, really, I can talk about them in conjunction. 10 of Wands with the High Priestess. I'm feeling that this is part of the I don't want to know, because you felt quite burdened with responsibility. Now, for some of you, this is spiritual responsibility, as in you're on a very intense spiritual growth path and you feel stretched and you feel like, when is it going to let up? Why do I have to keep, pushing in these areas? I want a smoother ride. For others of you, it's not spiritual. It could be over like physical exhaustion, overwork in terms of the responsibilities you've taken on. But either way, wherever it is, your limits are really being stretched, and as a result of that, you're not, interestingly, wanting to be very woo-woo. You don't want to be too in the skies. You don't want to be too in the dream space. You're almost back down to earth in order to cope, it seems like to me. And it's very interesting because when I pull the context cards for you, what you can hear are the crystals I'm holding, the clickety clack. When I pull the context cards for you, you've got 3 earth sign cards, so definitely you guys are down here right now. You've got the 6 of Pentacles in reverse, and then you've got the 9 of Pentacles in reverse, and then you've got the 7 of Pentacles upright. So all Pentacles here. And the message of these 3 cards really is that you've been hearing me say to you, watch how you're giving of your energy, stop over giving, stop the victim mode, all of that. Like, start balancing and taking responsibility for how you're literally spending your energy. It's your most important resource. And in reverse, I feel like you feel like I've heard this, I've acted on it, I've made some changes, And you've got here with this Nine of Pentacles. I've been investing in myself. I've been growing. I've been working on my self-esteem. I've been building my self-worth. I've been building my dreams. I've been focused. I've been focused. These two messages are like, we heard you. We heard you. We've been doing it. And Seven of Pentacles is saying, I mean, I've put a lot in. I don't know if I've seen that much dividend back yet. As in, I'm carrying the responsibility of the lessons. I'm pushing, I'm learning, and I'm not, the things you're promising me or the things that I want are not necessarily here, despite me showing up and doing, taking responsibility for myself. Now, some of you, this is your hopes, dreams, desires, and wishes, job transitions you want to make, relationship situations you want to establish. There's different reasons why not different reasons, sorry, different things that you're wanting to create, and you're trying to take responsibility for yourself and not seeing them. For others of you, it's not on that level. It could be as simple as working out physically and not seeing enough of the gains, like, and whatever level it is, you're like, I'm investing in myself and I'm trying to see more than what I'm getting back. But the positive side of this is that you do have Page of Wands, which is your authenticity, and it's saying that you are willing now to step out into the world with a bit more truth, to show up as more truthful. And this is also being honest about where you are underdeveloped. So it's being honest about the experience you don't have. So this could be professionally, seeking counsel and guidance by saying, well, actually, I don't know this thing. I do need this course. I don't have this experience. I'm still having trouble managing my money, whatever it is. It's just kind of like, actually, I am still the Page. I still have a lot to learn. This could be professionally. This could be being a bit more vulnerable in your relationships, okay? So letting your guards down a bit more, demanding more of what you want, communicating your needs. So this is really positive. This is you taking who you are on a soul level and expressing it out in the world, because you are tired. As I've said, you've heard me, you're tired of doing all of this pushing, fighting, struggling, and battling and going uphill. You don't want to take the whole burden, the whole responsibility of the Ten of Wands and defend and fight for what you believe in and be the only person on the hill. You want other people to fight as hard as you, to care as much as you, to give as much as you. And so you have both withdrawn some of your energy, but also spoken up for yourself in ways that's really positive, and you are learning now to start establishing the Three of Pentacles, which is finding more balance, more harmony with others, working in partnership with your loved ones, in your professional space. Like, because you're telling the truth now, people go, oh, okay, so you need this thing, let me think about how I can change it. Or even if they're like, well, I am not doing it, they're that closing out of that energy is open up space for people to come into your life who will. And ultimately, in this picture, the main thing is that Spirit showing up with you and saying, like, I now see that you're willing, like, you're understanding the word I'm looking for, almost the spiritual laws and principles of, like, the land you live in, the natural world, the physical world, and you're trying to work with them a bit better. And as a result, like, I'm willing to show up for you as well. I mean, Spirit's always showing up for you, but in ways that's no longer about withholding things so that they can be a lesson, but giving things so that they can be for growth. So this is a really good, Pisces. So what's your soul lessons this month spiritually? I feel like I've been saying this to you a lot and you might not want to hear it, but you've got the Sun card here and it's followed by your card, the Hanged Man. And the message that I get from this is that there's still learning and illumination. And I think that's maybe why you're a bit tired. This could be, sorry, excuse me. This could be more than just this is not just like investing in things and wanting to see a return. This is actually about a struggle with patience in general. So this is like watching a pot boil, thinking about the time things take to happen in your life. This is struggling with the pace of things, because a Hanged Man really is a timekeeping kind of card, but not time as in your clock, but time as in spiritual time, as in the way time bends to give you particular experiences over and over and over again. Time that is a loop, time that's a cycle. And it's saying that as much as you want to get down off of this tree and move forward, and you have made gains, Pisces, the reading is showing you absolutely have. Spirit is saying there's still more learning, still more understanding, still more expansion to happen. But the difference this month is that this expansion and learning is going to happen through the process of more joy. That you won't have to learn through pain only, you won't have to learn through being stripped only, but that as you make the choices that empower you and that are investing in yourself and developing your self-worth, that the choices and the learning that you're having that leads to the illumination here will come through process of joy and pleasure, and that there is almost as much for you to learn in the light as there is in the darkness. So you're actually navigating both now, and as you do, as you continue to open yourself up to more joy and more fulfillment and continue to learn through that experience, you will get the enlightenment that is the closing out of karma that this card refers to. Closing out cycles, particularly generational, I think, Pisces. So you may be the first in your family to have been educated to a certain level. You may be the first in your family to be married. You may be the first in your family to own your own business. You may be the first in your family to do all kinds of things, okay? So there is a breaking of cycle by entering new ground. You may even be the first in your family who's really embracing the concept of being joyful and doesn't think that life is about just work and struggle, So you may be healing that family generational line by gaining joyful illumination and learning new ways of being and closing out your family karma in that way. For others of you, the hangdown and the illumination may be healing family karma by stepping into more authenticity. You may come from a bloodline that was private and secretive, okay? So for some of you, that privacy and that secretiveness could be as an act of survival. So those of you who are melanated, those of you who are black, who have ancestry, have come through ancestry that experience a lot of subordination, enslavement, racism, white supremacy in this world, and then the privacy, the secrecy, the not expression of the true self was a coping mechanism, and your ability to be authentic and vulnerable now is a form of healing that. For others of you, the secrecy and the silence is equally cultural, but isn't to do with with being subordinated, but being subordinating others, needing to keep secrets. It could be anything. It could also be a kind of shame-driven secrecy based on status, needing to appear a certain way and to maintain the airs and graces or the reputation of your bloodline. And so the speaking with authority that is referred to by the Page of Wands here, Pisces, is about breaking away from even those chains and those bondages and healing the wounds and the power imbalances that have arisen from that kind of secrecy. So, okay, there's a lot that's happening with this energy, and so you can see why you've kind of got to stay here and continue to do this. But you're learning something really significant. And I think that's why the High Priestess is in reverse, because you've got the King of Pentacles here, and it's saying that it is a very earthy time for you. It's a very practical time. It's a very material time. It's a time to deal with what's in front of you. It's a time to master your money and your career and things literally happening in your life, and being engaged in your life experiences, not living in them here, just thinking about them and visualizing, but stepping through them and inhabiting them and embodying them. I'll give you an example. Me being where I am now with my incredibly beautiful plants, and knowing that, a month or two ago, this wasn't the case for me, and it was very stressful and painful and traumatic, and I was deeply seeking roots and a safe space and a secure place to build from. And now I'm here. And so I'm not visualizing this now. Now I'm embodying it. Now I'm living through the thing that I was visualizing, hoping for, praying for. And so that's where you're at right now. There is an energy of embodying what's happening now. And the Ace of Wands is also here. Just feeding into the energy of the card. It's really interesting because the Ace of Wands has come up. You know, it's a popular card I feel in my readings, and the Ace of Cards came up for Scorpio. I just did their reading, and I feel it's a different message for you. And what I feel like it is in reverse, the Ace of Wands in reverse is saying that being here, being present, being established, working on what's in front of you is important right now, and that you should avoid thinking about everything that isn't here and everything that you want to, everything that you want to create, everything that you're, you know, just really thinking about the absence of things and trying to push for things that are not here. It's asking you to be just deal with this cycle, deal with what's in present, you know, invest and ground yourself in the now. But yes, there are still things that are, you're a creative person. That's just naturally, as a human being, you were made to create. That creative process never ends for you. As long as you're alive, you're always creating something. But it's asking you not to be too much in the fantasy of things right now, but to allow this energy to go on in the background and recognize that you are still creating from the energy and the power of Eight of Swords by cleaning out your current energetic pattern, by cleaning out your current habits, by ending your current karmic cycle so that they're not writing the same script, you know. So you're clearing out your almost your manifestation button, let's say. You use that example. I just need some water. Okay, so what action can you take this month based on your soul and spirit lessons? Well, it's interesting. You have, I'm going to read it actually in the reverse. So it comes out, obviously, you know, in the UK we read left to right, and that's how your cards came up. But I feel like the message is actually right to left. And so I'm going to start at this side where I'd normally start the other. Really interesting. You might not care about this at all, but I can just see there's these 3 dots on the top corner of my card, and I'm very interested about how they got there. Okay, so there is the 7 of Cups here, speaking to emotional confusion, lack of making a decision, avoidance. That's what it feels like. Self-avoidance by pretending to be less mature than you are, pretending that you don't know, wanting someone else to make a choice for you. 5 of Wands here is conflict with self, battling yourself, going back and forth, not committing in one direction or another. So this comes back to this avoidance energy that I was saying, and to be honest, it doesn't, as much as I'm saying you're feeling this thing, it isn't, the cause of it is not rooted in the reading beyond you wanting to not go this slow, or maybe to not deal with your karma. I don't know why else you're feeling like this, and it seems like there is something else behind it, but ultimately it's as part of your advice, because the 7 of Swords is more like if you were unsure about this avoidance energy, here it is saying yes, like this is someone literally avoiding something, running in the opposite direction of the thing. And what happens in the way that you're reading is, in the way I'm reading it, is the person who is running away and avoiding the thing, and particularly on a mental level, not wanting to think about things that need to be thought about, goes slap bang into the Emperor card here now. It's 2 different messages. For some of you, the Emperor is an external authority, and it's saying that if you don't take more responsibility for yourself at this particular cycle of your life and address, so I kind of feel like it's for people who are still struggling to step into the energy of authenticity, still struggling to show up in your truth and to end the cycles of overgiving. If you are still giving your power away, still seeking other people to make decisions for you, still feigning that you are unsure about your life choices, even though you've had a long time in the intuitive space to get clear, you are going to hit an authority figure this month and next month that will force a decision on you, and it won't feel good. You know, we never want to be forced into choices. So this authority figure could be something like a debt collector. It could be you know, I feel it's on that kind of more Capricorn level of like government authority in business, you know, like finding that because you refuse to make a certain choice for yourself, it's made for you. And so there's a need to, you know, particularly because I did say that this is a month of you dealing with the practical things. So it's saying deal with the stuff. So for those of you who are in debt, this is a message for you to start to engage with that. And I know it's challenging. I know that emotion, like money, can be a big emotional trigger, but it's asking you to look, you know, just to look, to see, to be honest, to be authentic and transparent and honest with yourself about where you are, so that you can receive the practical help and support that you need. Because if you continue to pretend that it's not an issue, it will become an issue, a big one that will be out of your hands. For others of you, the message is that if you continue to play small, smaller than you are, and pretend that you're not ready to take responsibility for yourself, you're going to have life situations this month and next month that will force you to be your own emperor, you know. So that may be people falling away, stepping back, not having your normal safety net, you know, just that figuring out that you're kind of on your own in this garden of your own making and having to see how you thrive by yourself. But ultimately, the advice right now is no avoidance, Pisces. It's not the time to avoid. Deal with your practical matters. Your reading is very earth fire as I'm looking at your cards. Yeah, all earth fire. Not all, but predominantly, let's say 90% of your reading is earth and fire. It's saying to you, deal with the practical matters this month. Use your internal wisdom, your courage to get to move forward, your intention setting. I know that you are the emperor already on an internal level. This is your masculine energy, and this is your ability to drive your life forward by taking responsibility, being visionary, and moving forward on what's alive inside you on a soul level. Your passions, your intentions, your desire, your authenticity, your soul signature. And you can do all of this, Pisces. I hope this message resonates to you and that I tied that together enough at the end. I'm not sure that I did, but I am going to leave it here. If you would like a personal reading with me, it's NicoleBlack.com/services. Please do follow me on Instagram, the Nicole Black, and I'm really looking forward to seeing you again super soon. Pisces. Pisces. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I love you very much.